The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these things simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hey everyone, this is Pops, and I'm back. I'm in the interim of moving, so kind of didn't put out anything. Plus, my other channel, YouTube just gave me another strike for something I don't know. They keep saying it's medical disinformation. We didn't even talk about anything medical, so what I got to do is the other channel, I got one more strike, and then I have to, basically lose it. So I took all the videos down on there so they can't go back to one of my old videos and give me another strike, because that's what they did. I had a video on there for like 2 months, and all of a sudden they said, oh, there's a strike against you, medical disinformation. I don't know if somebody reported me. I don't know. If it is, I think I know who the person is. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a video on my other channel, Don't Get Pop Started Again. And what I'm going to do is tell everybody to come to this channel, because this is going to be my new channel. And, I'm kind of sick of talking about the medical shit anyway. I mean, if people don't know by now if it's good or bad for you, then the hell with them, I mean, I've gotten to that point. So what I did today anyway, I'm going to talk about this trucker strike in Canada. And it's coming here. I mean, some truckers are going on strike over here also. Now, I don't know who's lying, who's telling the truth anymore. I mean, the truth is, always going to be the truth, even if people believe it's a lie. And a lie is always going to be a lie, even if people believe it's the truth. So this trucker thing, they're saying 90% of the truckers in Canada have gotten their, shot. And there's only 10% of them. They're saying it's not as big as they're claiming. Then you got Joe Rogan showing on TV, all these truckers on a video. I don't know what's going on over there. All I know is this is the deal. They want this strike. And when I say they, you got to kind of know who I'm talking about. It's the big elites. Globalists, Illuminati, Masons, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. All these groups are controlling, right, the planet. So kind of. So they want this. This was in their playbook. It's like, what are we doing? Are we so stupid that the truckers are gonna go on strike and the supermarkets are gonna have no food in them? And the people are supporting this. Like you're actually stabbing yourself, I think. Anyway, I mean. And then the best is there's people there protesting and they're wearing a mask anyway. So, I mean, what are you protesting? You're following orders anyway. You're submitting. So, what are you sheep? Most of them anyway, still. What are you doing? You're clinging on to some kind of miracle out there? Oh, my God, we're going to protest. What are you doing? So, I'll show you a video or two, right? Now, these are supposedly in Canada. This is a Walmart. These are the shelves. I mean, if this comes to America, it's going to be chaos. But here's a video. It's a quick one just to show you kind of this lady went into Walmart and filmed everything. So here you go. So I just showing you quickly, here's a Costco. I'll show you that in a moment. But what I'm trying to say is, look, this is probably the elites. They want these. I mean, for people to like cheer on truckers not delivering food and supplies that we need, that are essential, is retarded to me. I mean, I don't see any gain in it. It's not like the government is going to bend to it. And the rich elites, I mean, they probably have stores in their houses full of food, so they're not worried about it. So who's going to suffer? The people. So this is something, me personally, I don't support it because it's the wrong type of protest. I mean, if you want to just lock the whole system down and stop participating, that's one thing. But when you're going to stop having trucks deliver food that people need and medicines and things like that, I think it's ridiculous. We're actually stabbing ourselves in the back by supporting something like that. I mean, people think it's patriotic or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't see any gain for the people. And when I say the people, the non-elites. So, if anybody got any questions out there, feel free to, intervene. And I see Tony put a comment out there. He said, same thing happened to me. Pod's video never even made it to broadcast. Yeah, I mean, like, I had a video out there for 2 months. And then all of a sudden I got hit with a medical disinformation. Then I put a religious rap video of my sons. And they hit me with another disinformation. Everything's disinformation. We're being programmed. Eventually I like to get off this platform and have more of a free platform. But you got to get pretty big before that happens, That's what I think anyway. So what I'm going to do is on my old, anybody out there, just tell people to come here. I got no strikes here. I got a lot of good subjects I'm going to start doing. I am in the process of moving. So I made this video anyway, just to put something out there to let people know I'm alive. And, I think basically, Tommy's here, so he would kind of be able to fill in with this. I think basically this thing in Canada could be all bullshit. I don't know if they're trying to make people scared. I don't know what they're doing. I just think it's useless to support a strike that's going to stop bringing supplies to the people. I mean, why don't you go strike? Do something else, that ain't going to help. Do you think the elites care about if we get food? They got enough. They got so much food, they forget it. They probably got supermarkets in their backyard, And then I was watching another thing today. They're thinking about taxing beef like 50-something, like 56%. They want to, because they're saying it's because of climate change. So get prepared for paying like $10 a pound for chopped meat. They're looking to do that. I think they don't want us to eat meat. I don't know what the reason is. I know beef is healthy for you, especially a cow got 4 stomachs. So even if it's eating grass with toxins and things like that, they got 4 stomachs, so they're going to filter a lot of it out. You eat vegetables, you got to like clean them really good to get all the shit, the pesticides and all the shit off. You get an apple, forget it. You got to sit there for an hour to scrub that shit off. I just peel the skin off because I don't even eat the skin. And the skin is where all the vitamins are, but defeats the purpose. So Tommy's saying, we did this before over money. You got to strike. So Tommy, what do you mean like you got to strike? Like kind of, why don't you hop on and explain to us? Because I'm thinking this strike is just going to hurt the people. I don't think there's any benefit to it, but maybe, you're more into this finance end. So, you may hit their pockets a little bit, but I don't think these guys care. I think they're planning. Here, I'll give you an example. There's, I don't know if it's true or not, but they have a deck of cards, supposedly. I don't know if it's Masons. I don't know, somebody anyway. But like, they in their deck of cards, like a game that they play. Look at this card. So is that planned? Like, what's going on? I don't get it. And then if you go watch videos of this thing going on in Canada, some of the videos, they'll show you lines of trucks. And then some videos, you don't hardly see any trucks. You just see a bunch of people like, yelling and screaming at cars going by. Like I got a video I'll show you later. It's a video from somebody streaming it with their phone. So, it's not fake. Pretty much you hope it's not fake. You don't know what's fake or real anymore. But, And everything is a distraction. So this is Charming and Arcus says everything is a distraction. The bad guys do not want the tards to notice the gradual increase in the price of fuel. I mean, yeah, but you're going to have food inflation too, because, you know, they're going to use this as an excuse. They're not going to let this go away and not benefit by, even if there wasn't food shortages, they're going to say there is. I mean, you know, this is all a game to make money too. You hit the power of things. You hit their power. If things ain't stable, people lose faith in the elites. I got it. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just think that they don't care anymore. I think this is a total, they want to take over. I think they want to crush our economy financially. They want to starve us with food. They want people almost waiting on bread lines like SERPs. But I don't know. Let's see if this works. I mean, what they should do is just let the food supply trucks go through, and the rest of it, who cares? You know, if Home Depot gets their delivery, I could care less. You know? And we got Woody here. What's up, guys? I appreciate you coming down. If you can, try to tell everybody, because, you know, I'm building this channel up. I explained in the beginning of the show that, you know, they keep hitting me with these bullshit strike against me. And it's like they keep saying it's medical disinformation. And I protest and tell them, show me where. And they don't even care. They just say, no. So I don't know what's going on. But so what I did is I took all the videos down on both channels. This channel only had like one video. And I'm going to kind of like rebrand a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to even bother talking about the medical shit anymore, because it's not even worth my aggravation. You know, when I get on a free platform, because I'm going to bounce around on other platforms too, and I could talk about it a little more freely than I will. But like on YouTube, listen, I've said this 1,000 times to people. If they don't get it by now, you make your choice. You know, I don't got to explain to people anymore. There's so much information out there. You got to be blind, you know. This will bring in Eland's driverless electric trucks. Hey, you probably will. And what's this? Home Depot moves on trains. Tommy knows. Yo, if you got a question about like what these rich people do, just ask Tommy. He'll tell you. And Walmart moves what, on boats? I think so. They get a lot of their freight from China, I think. But I got Home Depot moves on trains. I don't know if this thing they're doing again. I mean, if it hits the U.S., I mean, I don't know. Is it really going to work? I mean, they tried with the boats already. And then the governor from Florida said to all the boats in California, come down here, we'll unload you. I mean, it's on the other side of America, but I don't know. In California, it seems like they're clearing it up now. They're starting to let the boats, you know, unload. So here we go. Charming Anarchist says, my bet is that the bad guys want worse. Oh, let me put the link. That's what I didn't do. Let me put the link up here. If anybody wants to join. And I put it in. I forgot to do it because I don't have Mims tonight. So I'm doing this solo. I put the link down there in the comments. I'll put it one more time. And there you go. So if you guys want to join any of you, want to participate, be more than welcome. I'm running Home Depot right now. It's all intermodal. Oh. You're running one like Tom? What do you mean? You're like your manager in there? And there's the link. I put it in the chat. But you know, this is what's going on here. I'll show you this quick video. I mean, just to show you, like, what is really going on over there? Are they really doing what they say they're doing? I mean, you don't know who to believe anymore. I mean, because if they're lying and saying there's a lot of trucks and there isn't, then who's doing that? Because the media would eat that up, right? I mean, like, so do they want us to believe there's a lot of trucks on strike? I don't know. They're saying 90% of their drivers are already taken care of. They don't need to worry about it. So, like, what are they? The trucker union guy was on a video saying that, you know, this is all bullshit. We're still getting the deliveries. So here's a video. So, I mean, you know, I don't see no trucks. I just see a bunch of people there, you know, screaming and hollering. But I don't know. I mean, the way I'm looking at it, if this is definitely they want to start a new world order, um, they got to get chaos, right? Because they want to declare martial law. That's the real goal, is to declare martial law and take everybody's freedom away. And most people will definitely give their freedom up just for safety. I mean, everybody, you know, most people are chicken shit out there. I mean, not everybody, but, you know, there's a lot of sheep. So if the plan is to take over, then this is part of the plan. I mean, you know, they want to have food shortages. There's no doubt when you start having food shortages, you're going to have chaos. When people have nothing to eat or very little to eat because we're spoiled to begin with, Americans, you know, you're paying $5 for, you know, a hamburger at McDonald's instead of 99 cents. I mean, you know, things like that. So, you know, I think it could be part of their plan. I mean, I don't see a benefit to it. I mean, if you think they really care about money so much, then why, you know, why are they constantly locking down stuff? I mean, they are putting the little guys out of business. There's no doubt. So they're getting rid of their competition, but still, they got to be losing money with all these regulations and, you know, like certain countries, everything's locked down practically. You know, there's hardly nothing open. Like, you know, when you start locking down everything almost, even like Home Depots and things like that, these guys are going to feel it in their pocket, but maybe they don't care if they're part of the system, you know. Then the best is they're raising money for these truckers or something from GoFundMe. Then they got like 6 million in there, and GoFundMe didn't want to release it, and then finally they released like 1 million of it only for the truckers. So what's going on with that? GoFundMe now has this kind of juice. They could tell people we're not giving the money to the people. Like, I don't understand what the hell's going on. Woody says I have to jump in. Don't worry, Woody. It's going to be not too long of a show anyway. I just did this to just put something on my channel. But I appreciate it. You know, my other channel, I took everything down. I'm waiting till I can post a video, and I'm just going to post a video basically saying, come to this channel, because this channel is new and I don't have no strikes, and I don't need to be, you know, the other channel, I already got 2 strikes. So what am I going to do? Have like a couple of thousand subscribers and then they're going to hit me with a 3rd strike for anything they feel like? You know, I think it's Joe Rogan, man. He's getting nervous. He thinks maybe, you know, I'm competition to him soon. So you never know. I'm only kidding. But if I ever had 5 million subscribers, they probably would assassinate me, the things I'd be saying, you know. And they're doing exactly what you said. They have provisions stored and they are using them. I agree. And don't think for a second like the military ain't going to be getting supplies, because they'll bulldoze the road with tanks and move those trucks out of the way if they have to. You think they really care? They don't care. They want chaos. Okay? When I say they, I already explained to you who they are. Okay? We're talking globalists, whether they be Masons, Illuminati, I don't care who they are. They're all these rich oligarchs. They're all of them are considered they to me, you know, the top 1%. So if you think these guys don't want chaos and want a new world order, because they're all on board, 220 countries like on board together. So, but you know really what this is, right? This is biblical. People don't believe it. They just don't believe it. It is biblical. Let me just get to it quickly. The Almighty God said, I am going to put into the heart of man, okay, what I want to happen, basically. And he is allowing this to happen, even though maybe the devil may be orchestrating it. He's allowing the devil to do it. See, the devil can't really do anything unless he approves it. All right, just like with Job, he had to go up there and say, well, what can I do? You know, he said, well, you can do anything you want them, just don't kill him. Okay? It's the same kind of thing. Devil's his hitman. All right? And the devil probably has some kind of free will down here, or whatever the case may be. But this is only happening because he wants it to happen, because he wants to bring his wrath down on this planet. He's done. He is done with it. People don't get it. This is biblical. We ain't going to be able to stop what's to come. It ain't here yet. We ain't in Revelation yet. I got a whole maybe 5-6 part series I'm going to do on Revelation. But that's in the future. But it ain't here yet. We're in the prelude. This is like a chess match, and they're just setting it up and where they're pawns, and they're setting up the table. And sooner or later, they're gonna hit us with something really big, a big strike. And they want that chaos. They want that martial law. They want total control. Total control. They want control of everything. These rich elites, they want control. And they don't care. Anybody? Well, hold on. Let's go. Anything that gets mainstream news goes is always an agenda, controlled opposition of its finest. I agree. I'm realizing now more and more there's controlled opposition. So what they're doing is, they're making people on the right side. You got the left and the right. So the right side guys. I don't know if Alex Jones is controlled though. He's a little really wild, man. He brings up too much stuff for them to. I don't know what's going on with him. If he's controlled opposition, then. But beside him, like to me, Joe Rogan is controlled opposition. He's got $150 million contract, so he ain't really gonna do too much. Joe Rogan, he does a little bit here and there, but they're controlling him. They're letting him say just a little bit what they want him that he's allowed to say. I think he has to almost ask for permission. But they're definitely controlling both sides of the coin, just like with anything. The government, both sides, presidents, both sides, they control everything. The only thing I don't think they control is the president from Brazil for some reason. I don't know what happened there. They must have missed out on that one. All right. Although a Chavo is the 32nd degree, which means order out of chaos. Okay. And who is, by the way, Ordo Ab Chao? Who is that? I don't know who that is. So if you can help me out with that, Raj. And Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. He's best buddies with Joe Rogan. Yeah, I know. But Joe Rogan's really very settled. He's like kind of calm the way he talks. He watches every word he says. I almost see him thinking. Like he starts to think like before he opens his mouth. Alex Jones is just a lunatic. He just screams. Whatever comes to his head, he starts saying. I'll hop in the Discord VC after, Tommy says. I will, if I can. But, I don't know. This thing to me seems like something's wrong. It doesn't, I don't feel good about it. I don't know. I just don't feel it's right. I don't know. Something's wrong with it. I feel like they want this to happen, Oh, here's a Costco. I'll show you a quick Costco video. They're saying in Canada. I don't know. Here we go. So I don't know if you ever been to a Costco, but I've never seen a Costco like that. I mean, it could be once in a while, but like Costco usually got stuff on top and the top. I mean, it could bring stuff down and make the shelves full. So they must have they're really low. They're working off their inventory. I think a lot of these big retailers, they got extra inventory. So I think eventually this is all the shit is going to hit the wall and it ain't going to fall. It's going to stick. And I think that's what's really going to happen. But we'll see. Time is going to tell. If this stuff comes to America, it's going to get a little even more chaotic because we're probably the only country left that ain't really feeling this big, control. Only New York, California, a few blue states, but the rest of the country is pretty much, free up mostly. Just they got to wear their diaper once in a while, but that's about it. But if you go to Italy, forget it. I heard Italy is it's real bad. Israel's real bad. I hear Germany. There's a lot of countries that are really bad. Now England supposedly is getting a little better. I don't know if that's just a game they're playing. But But it's all happening, you know. People keep thinking this is nothing to worry about. We're gonna see if it's nothing to worry about, you know. So Woody's saying low volume, and Chiang there's nobody there. The night crew is stocking itself, still looks normal. That could be. Maybe these videos, you know, people are just putting on shit. Or no, I don't know. They're just trying to get clicks. That definitely could be. I don't know if that's, like I said in the beginning. I'm getting at a point where even the stuff that's like against us, I don't even know whether to believe it or not. Now, I live in a small town, and I go there, and I don't see no real big food shortages. I mean, once in a while, we run out of a few items, and I live in a little town, so we're getting our deliveries. But I don't think Canada. I mean, I can't see Canada, having stores full of food and everything if these truckers are all going on strike. I mean, how could that be? Now they're saying that it ain't. They're claiming 2 out of the 3 bridges are open, and it's only one bridge that, they're trying to make like there's 50,000 trucks there. I don't know. I don't believe it. I believe there's some truckers going out, but they're saying 90% of the truckers already got that. So what are we talking about then? Because Canada's real strict with it, I mean, I'm stocking up with food and any goods when the shit does hit the fan. I definitely think you should. Try to buy everything that's wrapped in plastic. Don't buy stuff in cardboard. Cardboard boxes tend to, I don't know, they get wet, they get a little moist. Like pasta in a cardboard box, and then cockroaches get in them plastic. I buy pasta in plastics, rice, everything in plastic, wrapped and sealed, because the plastic, for some reason, bugs can't get in there. You don't get that. I had pasta in boxes, and then all of a sudden I opened a few boxes. They got moist, and the pasta was no good. And some canned foods if you want, and water. I think, I mean, listen, what do you do? Everybody thinks, oh, I could always drink the water out of my tap. If you live in the city, let's say New York or Jersey, what happens if something goes wrong with the water that you get from the tap? Now, you can't get water in the store. You can't get water on the tap. What do you do? So I think the most important thing to stock up on is water, salt. Salt's real cheap right now. You can go buy them for 50 cents a thing. Go buy 10 of them. Keep them in your closet. 50 cents. It's $5. Salt, you need salt. And water. I would have 20 cases of water in my house if I was anybody. At least 20 cases. Well, it's not that expensive. You can get like a case of Poland Spring for like $2.99 for 24 of them. Go buy 20 cases. You could spend a couple of $100 and really be stocked up to the point where you could at least survive. And of course, you need protein. Every human in general needs between about, 45 to 60, 70, 65 grams of protein. Depends how big you are. Go buy a case of tuna fish. I have a case of tuna fish. It's like 65, 70 cents a can. Boom. 24 of them. Boom. In the closet, you got to just kind of buy food that ain't expensive, that you do eat though. So if this thing never does happen, at least you could just start eating that food and, start saving, getting your money back. But I think just buy food anyway, because it's going to go up. How much can you make with your money? Let's just put it this way. If you're not investing in the stock market, which to me is gambling right now, real bad, right? So you got money sitting under your mattress or in the bank, right? If you go buy, let's just say you go buy 20 cans of tuna fish, all right? Say it's $1 a can, let's just say. Now, 3 months from now, it's $1.25 a can. You just made 25% on your money. You can't make that in a bank, but it's going to be way more than that. It may be $1.99. It may double, A box of pasta could be, you could get a bag of pasta right now for say 75 cents to $1. Maybe it's going to go up to $2, and people will still buy it because it's not that expensive. A pound of pasta for $2, you could feed 3-4 people. But if you bought 20, 30 bags of it, you just made yourself money, right? You can't make that money in the bank, that's for sure. Yeah, prep for a local situation. I would definitely prep up for at least, I would want to have, honestly, I wouldn't want to have 3 months worth of supplies, but a month even is better than zero. definitely, I would definitely want at least 3 months of water. I would figure out how many people are in the house, how much water you need, and I would have at least 3 months of water. You know, you got to have water, man. You could go without eating for a week, but you can't go without water for a week. Order out of chaos. Absolutely. They want chaos. I don't care what anybody says. My opinion is they want to declare martial law. So you can take it for what it's worth. When you start seeing soldiers patrolling your streets, you're gonna know. Right now, they're trying to break people in, like in New York. They're sending National Guard to hospitals, saying, because there's shortages, and there are. But you're still going to see soldiers walking through the streets with guns. They want to get you used to it, so you don't freak out when they start really coming at us a little heavier. I mean, they say we got enough FEMA camps to we could put like 50 million people in FEMA camps. What's that all about? I mean, there's so much stuff out there to talk about. I mean, we could just go wild here. But there's too many signs. I mean, everybody makes an excuse for everything what's going on right now. This is just normal. This is just part of the system. This is part of the game. I mean, what do we really need bread lines for people to kind of see that this is definitely, these guys got a plan? They have a plan. How can people not believe they have a plan? How could they not believe that these guys want to be, like kings amongst serfs? How could people not believe that? Of course they do. And they got the technology to do it now. I think this has not been done till they were technically ready to do it. I mean, they got, drones, cameras. They're going to put chips in people. They're going to do all kinds of stuff. Phones are like trackable everywhere you go. Everybody's got a phone now. How many people got hard lines in their house? Very few people, right? Only the old timers, like say my mom, she still got a hardline phone. Everybody else has got cell phones, so they could track everybody. Technology is there. That's why this is all going down now. This couldn't have happened 50 years ago. They didn't have the technology to do it. They could have tried. They probably did try, but it just didn't work. Anybody else got any questions? They aren't coming. Their system is breaking down. Absolutely. And I think that's why they're getting ready to do what they got to do. They know their system's breaking down. So they know it's going to be chaos when the money is worth nothing. And then even this crypto and everything that people think is going to be great. I believe that the government could just make crypto illegal in their country. Like they might say, when anybody accepts crypto, they go into jail. I mean, we have our own, like I said, we have our own digital currency. You can't use crypto. It's illegal. They can do whatever they want. Look at, you can't even play poker online for money because they made that illegal. They could pass any law they want. They can make crypto illegal. There's nothing that could stop them. They want crypto out there because they want people to get used to digital currency. That's what it is. Bitcoin or whatever that's called. So their solution, get rid of us. Yeah, they got those stones that say they want to get it down, the population to like 500 million. Maybe I think maybe 1 billion they want to get it down to. So if you take away, if we got, what do we got? Almost 8 billion. We're getting close to hitting 8 billion with 7 billion something. So I figure if they could get it down to even 1 billion, it's controllable. 500 million would be perfect for them. They'll have enough slaves to do their bidding. And they'll all live on their private islands and laugh at us all as we go to work for them. And I still think it's biblical, no matter what. I think this is going to happen. I don't think we've ever... Hold on, let's read what he got. Talks about how the kings of the earth conspired together, but that of Yahuwah laughs at all their plans of being vain. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't think we've ever been this deep into all this stuff that's going on between they want to put chips in people, maybe they want to put it in your right hand. You can look at the patent Gates has. The patent number is 060606. I mean, there's just so much shit going on. Now, all of a sudden, we all know about all these satanic symbols and signs. I never knew that back in the 80s because we didn't have the internet. But the Almighty God said all the truth is going to come out at the end. And he's making it all come out. He's showing people, all this stuff. I don't think they wanted to show us this. How did we find out about a lot of this stuff? Leaks, WikiLeaks, and all this shit. The Almighty made that happen. He's making all these leaks come out, Now we all know pedophile symbols. We know, we're walking in the street now. You see a thing, oh, that's a Masonic lodge. Oh, this is that. We're all starting to find out. All these secret societies now, they're falling apart. Everything's coming to light. The light is coming to put out the dark, We need to accept the sad reality is that they do not need many of us at all anymore. I agree. They got robots. People trust overpopulated, save their lives. Yeah, I mean, they got robots now. Everything's going to be automated. They got all these type of robots. They may need one guy to run 20 robots in a manufacturing plant, Maybe one guy has to make sure none of the robots whack out or go crazy. Maybe they'll have a robot overseeing a robot soon, But they definitely got the technology already, like automated assembly lines when they make cars now. Like machines are making most of the stuff. They're cutting out workers. They're cutting out jobs left and right. I think that's another thing they know. Everything's becoming kind of automated, so they don't need a lot of us anymore. They still need us for certain things, but not all of us anymore. There's going to be too much unemployment, so I guess they got to get rid of a lot of us because there's going to be chaos if they don't. Because if there's no jobs, people can't eat, right? And that's a whole nother story for another day. But that's basically what it is. I mean, but no matter what, I still believe that the Almighty said this is going to happen, and it's coming. His wrath is coming. People don't believe that part because they don't want to believe that, Who wants to hear that the Almighty's coming down? He's going to nuke this place, and you better hope that you make it. You better say your prayers. You got to be a lot of people out there. You better start making peace with your Maker. You better find them. I mean, better love him and find him too. He knows if you're a phony, For nothing secret that will not be revealed. Here we go. See, Luke. For nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. See, there you go. I'm not a Bible thumper, but you see, people help me out here. That's great. Show me the, I knew there was somewhere I read it. I read the Bible a few times, so. And I watch a lot of videos on the Bible and things like that. So there you go. I mean, this is coming. And if you don't believe it's coming, then you better prepare anyway. Either way, you better get ready. Because it's not going to be a nice place. Things are not going to be, I don't know. I go out there. I live in a place where it's very free. There's no mandates here. There's no laws. You're lucky if you see the sheriff, It's a small town, 600-700 people. We got a couple of supermarkets near us and stuff. And we got everything we need here. We got a little hardware store. We got everything. But I don't even see the people in a town, like if you went into a time warp, it'd be like 30, 40 years ago. Because the regulations here, I mean, you were allowed to smoke in a bar and a restaurant up until a few months ago. They stopped it. But everybody's free here and nobody's happy. I walk around no matter where I go. I don't see smiles on people's faces, and nobody's wearing that on their face over here because they don't have to. So I just don't see the world like it was 5 years ago, let's say, where people walking around smiling, people having a good time, people were joking with each other. When was the last time you seen two people hugging each other in the street? Like, when you meet your friend, you didn't see him for, hey, buddy, you hug him. You don't see that no more. No, this is crazy, And, thanks, Primal Man's coming in, checking in, boyus. Yeah, just made this quick show, Primal. It's not going to be that long. I got to get this channel, and I got to transfer all my people from the other channel. It's a long story, but they hit me with another strike for no reason whatsoever. They keep saying it's medical disinformation from a video I made 2 months ago. And they're saying that one. I was like, it took you 2 months to find something wrong with it, So what I'm going to do is, I don't have a third strike yet, so I'm going to make a video. I took them all down on there, on the Don't Get Pop Started. channel because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video and tell everybody, look, I'm not here anymore. You got to come to You Can't Fool Pops. And, you know, as far as this medical things and stuff, you know what, I'm kind of fed up with it anyway, but I'm not even going to be bothered talking about it. I got so many other things I could talk about, because if you don't know by now, if that thing is good or bad for you, that's up to you. I'm not, I've already spoke my piece with it. I've told on a lot of my shows, I've talked about it, but you know, it's not even worth getting into it. I'm going to have another channel though. I'm going to like something like Odyssey or something where I could just kind of feel free to say whatever the hell I want, because, you know, this censor tube, I call it, is ridiculous. I mean, this is crazy. I don't even know how there ain't class action lawsuits against these people. You know. Here we go. Lop is saying, depressing times, Pops. I see it everywhere. That's why I am trying to like focus on humor and comedy more. Hey, I don't blame you. I'm even thinking about I'm going to start another channel beside this one. I'm going to have it where I'm going to do like, because I pretty much could do a live comedy. You know, I could sit there and tell stories about my day, you know, back in the day and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm going to do like a comedy skit maybe once a week. I'll do like an hour comedy on another show, like, you know, I don't know, something with like Laugh with Pops or something like that, you know, because we need some comedy in our lives. We do. So you're a joke a lot. Laugh out loud. Pops first Discord then. Supet Rebel. And it's up Tommy. And it's just a coping mechanism like music and other stuff, you know. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to try to once in a while basically try to forget and go into another world for a couple hours a day so you can free your brain, because there's just too much to think about anymore. So how's Mike Pops? He's all right. Yeah, he's doing okay. He's just he's trying to take a break from the computer, period. Been stressing him out a lot, so he's trying to get things done in the house. He feels the computer's kind of taking a lot of time away from him doing other things that he needs to get done. So he's trying to like stay away from the computer as much as he can. But I would say probably in a week or two he'll probably be back like really full time again. And Lop is saying definitely, and Primal Man's like nice. But you know, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You know, we gotta all just try to go on. And I basically think you just got to try to prepare a little bit at least, so you're not caught with your pants down. Because I'm sure that if there is going to be food shortages, like in Canada, if there is, I don't know how bad it's going to be. I don't personally think right away it's going to be that. I think it's going to be just high inflation. So they're going to suck our money up first. You know, if everything's like double, imagine just food is double the price of what you used to pay, right? So you go to the supermarket, you know, chopped meat's like, say, $7-8 a pound. The box of pasta's $2 instead of $1. You know, milk's $6 a gallon instead of like $3 or $4 a gallon. You know, eggs are like $4 a dozen instead of $2 a dozen. People are still going to buy the stuff. You know, we're going to eat a little less. Maybe it's better. Most Americans are obese anyway. We all eat too much. You know, everything's biggie sized. You know, in Europe, like in Italy, right? I have relatives that live there. So they eat pasta every single day almost, okay? Every single day. So you go, how the hell could that be? How could they eat pasta every day and not be fat? Because the portions that people eat, like in Europe, are half the size of what we eat, okay? They eat 4 ounces of meat. They eat a small little bowl of pasta, okay? We eat 16-ounce steaks, okay? Half a pound of pasta on the side, you know? I mean, this is the way we eat. We're gavones, we say in Italian, you know? So maybe the inflation is actually going to be healthy for America, you know? It won't be the $1 menu no more. It'll be the $2 menu. You're not going to feel it. You're going to go, $2. But you know what? At the end of the month, when you got to pay your electric and your electric bill goes up, you know, gas, oil's going up. So you'll feel it. It's all, you're going to have to cut down on something to make ends meet. You're gonna have to get rid of things. Maybe you get rid of your say you got an alarm in your house. That's usually, I used to work for an alarm company. That's usually the first thing people get rid of. They get rid of their alarm. You get rid of like Netflix. You start calling up insurance companies trying to save a few dollars on your car. So people start cutting ends. You're gonna have to do something to make ends meet. Cut down on your food. I know one lady, she said, I just, what I'm doing is I'm eating less and I'm buying less. I mean, so that's the plan. But then what happens when that doubles? Like what happens when you got to go pay $5 for an apple? I mean, it's possible. You are correct. Inflation it is. There are no shortages. Yeah, there'll be shortages maybe a year from now after they drained everybody's pocket. And now they need the next move. That's when, because I think their goal is to declare martial law. I mean, I think that's their real goal. But if that's not their goal, then it's just going to be constant inflation, and everything's going to just be so expensive that you'll have to have 2 jobs and your wife will have to have 2 jobs. You're not allowed to have 1 job no more. Now you got to work 16 hours a day. Both of you, wife and husband, working 16 hours a day. Double Big Mac McDonald's. Ooh, you ain't gonna eat that here. I haven't eaten McDonald's in I don't know, years. I'll tell you one thing though. I think I ate it maybe 2-3 years ago. I had McDonald's. If you are constipated and you need to go to the bathroom, go buy 2 Big Macs and eat them. See how fast you ain't constipated no more. Because that stuff goes right through you. That's better than any what do you call it, prune juice people drink, or they take X-Lax. McDonald's hamburgers are better than all of that shit. I think your body just totally rejects it and just can't wait to get rid of it. The trucker train equals a drill dry run. I guess they're testing, yeah. But dry run for what? Like, what? You're saying it's a drill or dry run. I get you. But a dry run what? To see how the people react? They're trying to feel us out. And we'll wait for Charming. But, yeah, Oh, let me put a link again. Anybody wants to jump in? I'll just put it here just in case somebody didn't see it before. I put it on the bottom. Yeah, it's not good. I had a 1/4 pounder with cheese a few days ago. And I felt bad afterwards. Yeah, I tell you, one thing I like is McDonald's French fries. I don't know what they put on them things, man, but they must coat them with some kind of like crack or something. They're pretty good. But I haven't eaten McDonald's and I don't know how long. I actually used to like Wendy's. I used to get like the Baconator. I always found Wendy's, the meat was it just tasted, but until they changed. This was before they did something with their hamburger, Wendy's. They changed it. But prior to that, it used to taste like real beef. Then they did something with their hamburger, and it don't taste the same no more. Yep. So, for shortages, I definitely agree. They want to have shortages because let's face reality. These companies that are making the products, if they can get double the price, they only got to produce half as much, and they're still making the same amount of money, right? If you sell 1 million cans of, let's say, ravioli, Chef Boyardee, you sell 1 million cans. And let's say you make 50 cents a can, right? So you made 500 grand, right? What that makes, yeah. So if now I make $1 a can profit, right? I charge $1.50 for it. And it only costs me 50 cents to make. Now I make $1 million, right? And I only got to make 500,000. I only got to sell 250,000 cans, right? So, or whatever, 500,000 cans, right? So, if I can make $1 a can, I only got to sell 1 million cans to make 500,000. And you're probably going to sell the million anyway, because people are going to pay $1.50. They don't care, people ain't going to feel that. They'll feel it at the end when they go up to check out and everything went up 50%. Now their bill's $300 instead of $200, and they're gonna feel it at the end of the month when they gotta pay their bills. Unless their job, they make enough money where they always have a little extra. Some people do make more than what they need. Their bills aren't as high, but that's not too many people. Most people are living day to day. between all of them. But people are going to stop buying stuff. Like, they're going to probably like, I'm not going to buy a new couch. I'm going to wait another year or two, you know. I'm not going to buy a laser. I'm not going to buy a new computer. I'll wait another year. People are going to start stretching a lot of stuff, TVs and things. They're going to start stretching stuff just to pay their food bill, you know. And then we definitely are having supply issues with certain things like metals. I hear it's hard for them to make new cars now because they need that lithium chips in China. I don't know. There's a problem with China. So I hear that they're not making as many new cars anymore. I heard the used car market, the cars are very expensive. Now, I used to sell cars back in the day. And, you know, I heard the used car market now, like, the cars are ridiculously priced used. So, because there's just not enough cars being manufactured anymore. And let's see what we got here. You remember when Mike Pompeo said we are in a live exercise right now about this macaroni bug? I don't remember. I don't remember him saying that, but I remember Pompeo saying a lot of stuff, you know. You got to realize one thing about Pompeo, very intelligent man, Harvard graduate, one of the top of his class. That guy is a brain. You know, I thought he actually was almost going to run for president again, but I think he's part of the club too. You know, anybody went to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, I don't trust them, because 99% of those guys that became politicians were involved in those clubs, Skull and Bones, all those like evil clubs, satanic shit. And like the guy from Florida, DeSantis, right? Like him. Looks like he's a great governor, you know, he's doing all the right things. You know, I'm thinking like, okay, they're prepping this guy to run for president, you know. And it's controlled opposition, I think. I think they had to keep a few states kind of like really free. I mean, you know, just to like kind of give people a little taste of everything. But I don't trust anybody that went to these Ivy League schools, because they're all involved in these like satanic clubs. And if it's not a satanic club, it's a globalist club, whatever you want to call them, you know. And usually homeless people are those in the main, they're asking strange. None of the. All right. Yep, he's right. And they cleared out for the cameras. Yeah, they do all this stuff. Truckersville is certainly a good thing, Riddle says. I don't know. Time is going to tell, because, I mean, if people can't get food, I don't see how it's a good thing. I mean, I don't think these rich guys care about money anymore. I think they were out to get us. I mean, you know, they got plenty of money. I mean, you know, I don't think they're going to, I think it's going to be inflation. So if there's shortages, but I own a company, like say I own Kraft, and I only got to make a half of what I used to make, right? As far as making product, and I'm getting double the price for it, I'm happy. I'm still making the same money, bottom line, and I'm not even working as hard. You know, it's like working 20 hours a week instead of working 40, and you're getting paid the same salary. You know, with the inflation the way it's going, I mean, they're talking about meat going up out of control. Like, we're talking chopped meat, $8-9 a pound. They want to put a 56% tax or something on it for, they're saying climate change. Well, where's this climate changing? I like to know. It seems like the same weather every year after year. Maybe one year it's a little colder, one year it's a little warmer. You know, where's this giant climate change that they're talking about? You know, I don't see it. So, but they're using that. You know, you're going to pay, instead of like paying, let's say, $15 a pound for a ribeye, you're going to pay $25 a pound. Who else is going to buy a ribeye steak for $25? Who got this guy? I mean, you'll buy it once in a blue moon to treat yourself, but who got that kind of money to eat like that? Now, where I live, you can get prime ribeyes for about $10 a pound. Because I live near Kansas City, and I'm in Missouri, but, you know, we got a lot of cattle here. But if you go to the supermarket, I mean, unless you catch a sale, ribeyes are like $15 a pound, $15 a pound. And chopped meat right now, it used to be able to catch chopped meat for $1.99 a pound, $2.99. Now it's like $3.99, $4.99. I think it's going to be $9.99 a pound eventually with the and they don't want us to eat meat. The main reason with beef, especially, a cow has 4 stomachs. So a lot of the toxins that are out there that we're eating on all our food, that's all these toxins that are on it, and all these chemicals and things like that. A cow's stomach takes away a lot of that. It filters it. So beef is kind of healthy now to eat compared to anything else. I mean, who would ever think beef is healthier than eating a head of lettuce? But there's so much stuff on that head of lettuce that you got to really clean it. I mean, you got to like, I don't know if people looked into this. You got to like soak your vegetables in like vinegar and water for like an hour just to get most of this shit off of it. And you got to scrub them. I mean, this is no joke. There's a lot of shit on there. I don't know if they're going to put nano on it. Who knows? They're saying that they got this kind of nano they're going to put on to check the dates and keep shit fresh. They're using all kinds of craziness. I think DeSantis is soft. I don't think he's soft. I think he's in between. He kind of appeals to everybody in a way, you know. I mean, he's doing what nobody else is doing there in Florida. I mean, but I think he's controlled opposition when the time comes, even if I don't know if he's going to run for president, but I don't know if Trump's going to come back and run. It's like hit or miss with him. He's really not leaned either way. I mean, he hasn't really let his cards loose, and a lot of people losing faith in him anyway. They'll pick him anyway. It's better than, you know, Joe there. Yep, exactly. Government Abbott from Texas is like DeSantis, both controlled. I agree. You know, like I said, any politician that's gone to an Ivy League school, automatic red flag for me. I don't care who they are, you know. Show me a politician that went to some kind of low-level college, like nobody even heard of it. That guy's probably for real. It's backlash to government overreach. How else can you make a change if you don't display how important you are to the supply chain? Yeah, I get it, but I don't, you know, you got to realize these oligarchs, they got enough, they probably got so much food stocked up in their house that they could probably live a couple of years without even worrying, you know? It depends on their agenda. What really is their agenda? It's going to, sooner or later, we're going to see the light, what the real agenda is. I kind of know in my mind what I believe the agenda is so they can declare martial law and control us and kind of depopulate us a little at a time. I mean, I don't think they want to depopulate the whole planet like in a year, just get it from 8 billion to 1 billion. I think they got a plan. Because I don't think they could just mass murder everybody, but little things that keep happening, you know, and then birth defects, birth control, the way they're putting stuff, maybe it, you know, you can't reproduce, a couple of generations can't even reproduce. I mean, there's a lot of ways they could get us, so, but I think their major plan is to declare martial law because the system's breaking down and they know it's coming. I mean, what happens when the dollar falls? Because they can't keep printing the money anymore. You know, other countries start calling in their bonds and their debt. What do? We go to war. That's the only way out. And then what happens when war hits? Inflation, everything goes crazy, right? I mean, there'll probably be plenty of jobs, though. You know, when war hits, that's how you do build an economy back up. War means money. You know? I mean, you see what's going on out there. You know, everybody thinks it's nuclear. It's not gonna be nuclear. No, everybody knows one guy launches one nuke, the whole game's over. Or the whole planet's done. This is the Almighty anyway making this happen. You know, if you don't believe in the Almighty, that's your choice. I do. I believe this is more biblical than it is. I think he's put into the hearts of man what he wants them to do. Because he wants to come down here and show everybody who he is. And the people that have faith in him, I guess we're going to be the lucky ones. And the people that don't, which is going to be, I would say it's going to be about half the planet. Because there's a lot of people that don't believe in the Almighty. They're atheists or whatever they want to believe. And then there's people out there that even if they believe in there's something, they don't really obey any of the laws, so they don't follow it, you know. And then the other half of the people do believe in him, but how many of them follow his laws? How many are loyal and faithful to him? You know, just like an example is the Sabbath. You can tell me whatever you want, or you could go do your homework, because I've done it. Okay, Sunday, basically the Catholic Church changed Saturday, the Sabbath, to Sunday to smack God and the Almighty in the face. I mean, so now people aren't acknowledging the Sabbath. Only a few. People think the Sabbath's a Jewish thing. It's not. Okay? he made it a certain day, but that's another argument and another story for another, another show. But any governor you think isn't controlled and should be a president, any governor you think isn't controlled and should be president, I would have to really do some deep thought into that, and I don't know if there's a governor out there. Nobody comes to mind for me. It would have to be a state that nobody even pays attention to. That has no real meaning of anything. Like a state that really doesn't produce, like Idaho, you would say, okay, Idaho's out there, but Idaho has a lot of farming, so it's an important state. So I don't know. Maybe South Dakota or something like that. I remember they had a lady governor there. She seemed like she was a cowboy. I liked her. She was all about her state and putting employment on the table. And she left or retired or whatever. They probably gave her an ultimatum to get out. But I don't know if you could find any guy. I think maybe they got the whole thing locked down now. I mean, there may be a few straggler governors out there, and they're going to get rid of them. But the rest, to pick one out, I can't put my eye on any governor yet. Right now, to me, no matter what, even though I know there's something up with him, DeSantis would be the best choice because of what he's done in Florida. If he does that throughout the country, it'd be pretty good. He's shown his cards at that. I don't know if he's controlled, though. He probably is, but that's why I don't think he's going to run for president, because if he becomes president and he can't do what he's doing in Florida, then everybody's going to bug out. So who is really going to step in and, mix drain the swamp? Trump said he was going to do it, but he probably was part of the swamp. He was the controlled opposition of the swamp. I don't know. How come the swamp didn't get cleaned up? He had 4 years to do it. They go, he had a lot of bad people. Now listen to me. If I become the president, I'm going to do my homework on who I make who. Okay? I'm not just going to make anybody my attorney general. I'm going to have, first of all, you went to an Ivy League college, you're not my attorney general. You're better off just walking in the street and walking up to somebody going, hey, you, come over here. Let me talk to you for 5 minutes. Interview him right there. Oh, yep, you're my attorney general. That's how better off you are than hiring these people coming out of all these big colleges. Trump should have made Giuliani's attorney general. Giuliani would have put everybody in jail. But he didn't put him in there for a reason, because he knew what was going to happen if he did, But maybe Giuliani's part of them too. Who knows? I think they got the whole thing locked. They got the whole world locked down. So how could they not have this country locked? I think they locked this country down before they locked the rest of it up. So does it really matter? Does our vote really matter anymore? You got to be saying this to yourself. You're still going to go out there and vote because you got to pick your poison, right? So you pick your poison and you try to pick the best poison, This guy's just going to kill you a lot slower or a lot sneakier, But when Trump was in, things were going great, a lot of jobs. He was doing everything people wanted, He was doing what the people wanted to do. They wanted a wall. They wanted this. They wanted that. And they weren't putting up with it. I don't know if he was just there to show us what we could have had. It's like I don't know if they're trying to teach us a lesson like we're little children. Look what you had. Because, I didn't believe this. What somebody said to me on one of my shows, and I had to Google it. I had to look it up. Thomas Jefferson said that you need a revolution every 20 years to throw the government, just like to totally take the whole government out. Every 20 years just to keep them honest. You need to totally change the whole government every 20 years. And that's Thomas Jefferson. All those forefathers, they knew that this was going to happen, and they were trying to prevent it. They knew they put so many safety measures in place to stop this shit from happening. But what happened was technology came into play. They didn't see the technology part, because they don't even care about our Constitution anymore, our constitutional rights, our Bill of Rights. Nothing even matters. There's no freedom. What freedom of speech? What freedom of speech? I'm on this stupid thing and they keep taking it away. So, they knew the forefathers because they were involved in the system in England. They knew all this shit could happen. They knew they were going to try. When the government starts taking control and people are scared of the government, that's tyranny, right? And when the people control the government, that's freedom. That's what they say. So, it's hard to say until it's hard to say until November. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, pick your poison. I'm still going to pick a guy like Trump because at least, he's going to start doing things I like, creating jobs, giving people free choice. I mean, he's the one who kept telling us about the media and all the corruption and all the, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I mean, look, I don't think Donald Trump's a brain surgeon. So for him to predict all this stuff was going to happen, and it happened, is he part of the club? And he just reading a script? He's another actor, just like the rest of them, playing the game? I mean, is he that intelligent that he could foresee the future of all these things? Now, there is a speech that I got to find it. I found it once, and I can't find it again. I didn't record it, like, with my the YouTube record. I should have recorded it. And basically, Donald Trump says in his speech, I am the only one that could stop this because I was part of them. I was with them. I know what they're going to do. Nobody else could do it because they're with them. But I was with them, but I'm not with them anymore. This is what he said, like in a speech. Like, I'm the only one that can get this done because I know how they play. But obviously, he couldn't get it done, So if that's true, what he was saying, I don't know. And no, sometimes some things are just common sense. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, some things sometimes are common sense. It's just, the thing with Trump is he's a billionaire. Rich. He's with the elites. I mean, you see him with pictures of all these elites at one time. They were all friends. And then he became president and he kind of turned on all of them. Now, is it possible that he actually was the good guy and playing the game and getting in and then just flipping on them? Possible. But is it possible that they chose him? They just wanted to put him in there for a while? I don't know. Basically what he did is he divided the country. I mean, how do you conquer a country? You divide and conquer, right? So when he came in, he split the country in half, well, maybe 60-40. I think there's still a lot more people on the Trump side. So, 50-60% of the people were Trump supporters, 30-40% were just kind of either on the other side somewhere, I think them people on the other side now are starting to realize that it's way too much. Like, it's tyranny now. It's not, look, if you're a liberal, leftist, or whatever you want to call it, I got it, Democrat. I mean, like, even me, myself, sometimes I was considering myself like kind of a Democrat, but not total. Like, I was always conservative, but like the Democrats back in the day weren't like this. I mean, this is like kind of like socialism or whatever you want to call it. I mean, they're getting to the point where they're going to just start dictating everything. I mean, then they don't care no more. They're so powerful that nobody can touch them. They got all the judges. They got everybody, For example, sometimes common sense. For example, the origin of COVID will certainly be exposed to China for scrutiny. Yes, though. Well, he certainly exposed China for. Yes, he did. But we knew. A lot of people knew. When Obama was in, a lot of people were talking about a lot of the stuff that Trump came back into. And to be fair, that was the media that smeared him and then started labeling anybody a progressive. I don't disagree. Listen, I was one of the biggest Trump supporters ever. I mean, I thought he was the greatest president that I ever seen in my lifetime. And Ronald Reagan, I've seen too. I loved Ronald Reagan, I used to have a lot of high hopes for Trump. I mean, he was like almost a hero to me. I mean, he seemed like the real deal, but then there's a couple of things he did, and he's pushing certain things that I don't agree with, and I don't know. I lost a little trust in him, he walked away too easy. He didn't fight, with all the shit that was going on. He kind of just walked away from it. You didn't see him on TV talking about it that much, only when he was president. But once he left, it was like, I don't know. Did they have him leveraged somehow? I don't know. So I'm a little I'm a little iffy with him now. He's still better than anything else we got anyway. So, but I mean, like when he first got in, I mean, the first guy, it was just like he was awesome. I mean, come on, man, people were bugging out. You know, this guy was a patriot, right? I mean, he was doing things that we all wanted to see our president. He basically was a president that most people wanted. If they could pick a president to be something like, they wanted him to be like that guy. Now, could you imagine? He was the president, right? And he didn't have to fight the media and everybody else, and actually the media supported him like they usually support a president. They would have made that guy a superhero. Instead, he was constantly fighting them and fighting everybody. It was like a battle. It was like David versus Goliath, you know? Yeah, they censored. They did a lot of stuff to him, but can you really censor a president and get away with it? If you're telling me he couldn't have made phone call, FBI, CIA, somebody, go down there, see what these people are doing, found things on them? Of course, I think they could have. What, the guy from Twitter is untouchable? Like, he can't be touched? That he let Twitter cut him off? How do you cut the president off? You got to have some set, right? How did that happen? Because, why? Because he's powerless? No, he wasn't powerless. They let it happen. This is like a movie. This is like a big movie. Just sit back and enjoy the show. But it's going to be a big show soon. When you see the sky turn purple and you see some kind of crazy shit coming, and that's the wrath of the Almighty. He's coming. I'm telling you, this guy's coming. He's coming. He's fed up with this shit. You know? I could get into all this stuff. I mean, I think some of these people are just evil, pure evil, you know? But anyway, who knows? This stuff is getting crazier and crazier. I just want to, put a little show out tonight. I'll give a little holler out to the people. I don't know. I still don't believe, people are saying this trucking thing is good. I don't know if we're cutting our own, we're cutting our own neck. Because if we don't have food in the stores, I mean, if this thing really did happen, like where all the truckers strike, I think these elites can live a couple of weeks. I mean, some companies don't live day to day with their cash flow. I know that. So some companies won't feel it. They may even have the stock market may crumble. Imagine there's a trucker strike in America and nothing's getting delivered for even like a week. I think the stock market will just crumble. If the stock market crumbles, I mean, the economy, everything just follows, man. It just keeps going. Boom, 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 boom. Everything's like a domino effect. And we're getting close to it. All they got to do is hit that one domino and everything's going to fall down because they're setting it all up. Like they're almost like tilting each domino, tilting it. So when they click one, the whole shit's coming down. I think it's all going to come down at like one time. That's going to be the scary part. Imagine food crisis. Stock market crashing, dollar crashing, all at almost the same time. Imagine all those things happening at the same time. You know what that means? Chaos. There's no other thing. There's no other way to describe it. People's pensions getting ruined. People can't even get their pensions no more. You know how many people are retired collecting pensions? What are they going to do when they go and there's no money there to pay them? So what do? What are people going to do if they have no money? They're going to go rob? What are people going to do? So, stock market crashes, food shortages, inflation, corruption through the roof. I mean, and all of this shit hits at one shot, it's game over. And I think that's the chaos the Almighty wants. He wants to show us. Let's see what Riddle's saying. They did it, though. Haha, they did do it. All right, I respect your viewpoint. I got it. And the only way that won't happen, change. Here's what I'm trying to say, Riddle. Like, look, hold on. Which is soon enough. It won't be. It won't be because of the. No, this is just like a test run, like somebody was saying. I think it's kind of a. But you got to look at it like this. I'm the president of the United States. Okay, you're telling me I don't have enough power to go seize equipment? Come on now. Let's be real. Of course he has the power. He's the president of the United States. It's not like he's some like schmuck. He's the most powerfulest man in the world. And he can't go seize a couple of things, a couple of pieces of equipment. Really. But yet the Congress and the Senate, Pelosi seems like she's got more power than the president. She's doing whatever she wants. I mean, I don't buy that. You know, I think the president basically has enough power to have anybody whacked that he wants, you know? Just send the CIA, whack them, boom, done. So we're gonna say the president got no juice? Nah, come on now. You know, president got enough juice. He could have sent somebody and knock on whatever Dorsey's door. Hey, how you doing? You know, the mob got enough juice to do that. You know, wake up with his horse's head in his bed like they did in the Godfather. I mean, come on. Well, people, come on now. The president got no power no more. All right. I mean, you know, it's insane to even think that the president don't got no power. You know, I don't care even if half the CIA was corrupted or whatever. He's got to have a few friends there. He's got to have a few friends in the FBI. He's got to have a few boys he can call up and say, hey, go take care of this problem for me. No, that wasn't the game. This is a game, man. This is a big movie. This shit was written out, man. It's like a fucking Broadway show. And you can only sit back and enjoy it, but it's getting spooky. And I think it's going to all happen anyway. Some people are saying, well, they're just playing out the Bible to scare people. Come on. 220 countries all on the same page. You could corrupt maybe, you could corrupt half the planet. You got the whole planet doing the same exact thing. That's not a coincidence. That's biblical shit. That's shit that nobody could make happen but the Almighty. Nobody can make that happen, man. I don't care how much economics you know and how the machine is, and you want to talk about the machine, the cathedral, the this, the that. I don't care what you talk about. There ain't nobody, no group of people that could. I don't even think the United Nations can make it happen to get all 220 countries aboard. The only thing we ever agreed on was the Antarctic Treaty. And the reason why is, who knows? They're hiding something for sure. I mean, they just don't want nobody to go there. Why? Who knows? Maybe there's a piece of land over there that nobody knows about, and only a few people know about it. I don't know. People are saying all kinds of crazy shit, the flat earth is now flat earth, round earth. You know what? I kind of lean towards the flat earth, but I don't really care anyway. At one point, I mean, I do believe, because in the Bible, it kind of gives you the description, and I don't believe we could be spinning around 1,000 miles an hour shooting into space like it's 60,000 miles an hour towards the sun. I kind of think that was invented, but that's another story for another day. I mean, NASA, you never see an astronaut making a 360 turn. The moon landing was definitely bullshit. I mean, there's so much shit out there. So what are they hiding? I think it has something to do with Antarctica. Maybe when you get to the edge of Antarctica, you see like a freaking dome going over the planet, like a wall. You can't even get out. Like in that movie with Jim Carrey there, when he gets to the end of the planet, I forgot the Truman Show. So I don't know, but they're hiding something. What do they got there? Alien base, they're saying. Maybe there's aliens there, Nephilim there, demons there. There's something going on. 220 countries didn't agree on something for no reason. And nobody goes there. Well, why can't we go there? We send supposedly if we send people to the moon and we send people into space to Mars, we got a fucking rover on Mars, which is another crock of shit. But so we got a rover on Mars, but yet we can't show the tip at the end of Antarctica, how far it is or how long it is. Nobody ever even talks about it. So why can't we show me a satellite image of the whole Antarctica from the beginning of it to the end of it? Show me that. You're gonna CGI it? I mean, because everything else is CGI. Every planet picture you see from NASA is CGI. They even admit it now. They go, oh, well, we just take data from the satellites. What satellites? What are you talking about? Where are these satellites? Because every picture I ever see from space, there's no satellites, but supposedly it's supposed to be like 100,000 of them over there spinning around the planet. So, so do you believe in flat Earth? I don't know what shape the Earth is, to be honest. Because if the Almighty if you believe in the Almighty God, okay, He could have made this planet any way He felt like. I mean, He could have made this thing round and spin around 20,000 miles an hour and everything sticks on it. But it doesn't make logical sense that the planet's spinning around and the water is, it's on the bottom and the fish are actually swimming uphill on the water, but then they say some kind of gravity force is in there and it keeps it from doing that. I mean, let's put it this way. Flat Earth makes more sense to me than a ball spinning and doing all that crazy shit. And I think that was invented with the Big Bang Theory. But here's my key. Where are the pictures? Where are the real, where is there one astronaut up in space that has the camera and does a 360 spin around and shows me everything? Never happens. Now, they got enough technology now probably to pull it off. But if you go online and look at videos and stuff, you'll see so much stuff that NASA is lying. Now they say we can't leave Earth's orbit. We lost the technology to go to the moon. They're saying it. So are we retarded? So what are you saying? If we lost the technology to go to the moon, but we went in the 60s? Like, it doesn't even make logical sense. Yeah, there you go. I mean, they kind of throw it in your face to make you know that you're a clown and you don't believe it, but it really is there. If we knew there was a firmament and the Earth was kind of flat, the way it's described in the Bible, more people would basically be looking up. See, that movie Don't Look Up, there was an agenda behind that too, but I'm making another show about that. All right? There's always an agenda in Hollywood and TV. They just want to plant seeds in your head and give you ideas. Like alien invasion seems to be their big thing. They're saying they see these triangular ships. Well, I could show you a video. I have it. That the U.S. Navy is building triangular ships that look like UFOs. They have them already. And they're working off, they say it's anti-gravity, but I don't even believe in gravity. I think if there is no gravity, this is heavier than the air. And it falls. That's my theory, okay? I don't believe in gravity and all this stuff. That was invented, I think, to cover up everything. But if there is a gravity, they're saying they got these anti-gravity triangular ships. I have the video. And they're building them, and they've already had them since like 2005, and they've been flying around, experimenting with them, and people think it's UFO sightings, but it's not. So who knows what they got? They got shit that we don't even know about. The military and, the government, they have technology 20 years ahead of time of us, They give us the little crumbs when they feel like it, when they can mass produce it at a cheap price. Like computers, when they first came out. I paid like $3,000 for my first computer. And now you can get a pretty good computer for like $500. Decent, I mean, if you play video games, you need a better video card and everything, but even $1,000. So it's when they can mass produce stuff real cheap is when it starts to hit us. We start getting a little taste of that technology. It's like we're living in the movie Idiocracy. Yep. Too many idiots there. You know what it is? Look, I've sat here 1,000 times and explained to people there's 200 proofs of this, and there's no proofs of this. But yet you were taught this, that there's no proof of. And there's proof of this. 200 different circumstances to prove this is true. But you don't want to hear that it's true because you're taught this and your ego doesn't want to believe you were conned. So people just don't, they believe in lies. You keep telling somebody a lie enough, it becomes truth. And there's people like me or like you that we search for the truth and we go down that rabbit hole, man. People don't want to spend their energy to go down the rabbit hole because it's too hard for them to comprehend. They've been conned about almost everything. Our history, who really knows? There's so much stuff about our history that they say is bullshit now. That A lot of stuff is coming to light. They're saying they had more technology, these ancient civilizations. We've been lied to almost about everything. And brainwashed and indoctrinated. It's easy to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled. Yep, there you go. You know, it's like this, Rock. If they keep telling you the sky is green, every media channel, you know, at the end of their thing, whatever, they all have the same now, and they go, yeah, and the sky is green, and the sky is green, and the sky is green, and you hear this every day and everywhere. There's signs up that say the sky is green. Now, you know it's not green, but you just keep seeing signs and programs. And eventually, you will look up just to see if the fucking sky is green. Let me check it. Maybe they're right. This is how crazy people are. It doesn't matter. They get brainwashed. It's too much work to find the truth for most people. Their brains can't wrap around it. That's the problem. They can't handle, holy shit, I was tricked. They don't care about me. Wow. I thought the government did care about us. They don't care about me. They can't get that in their brain. Why would they care about you? What would be the reason why they would really care about us? It's funny because this could be applied to anybody. What if we're all wrong? Well, I know for one thing, we're being lied to a lot, so that ain't wrong, but I get you. Like, I don't really know what the fuck's going on. We could be living in the Matrix. We could be living in a computer program for all I know. But I'm willing to at least dig down rabbit holes and try to find the truth. Most people aren't. That's the problem. Maybe if more people dug down the rabbit holes, maybe we would hit the truth on mostly everything, and it would change stuff, you know? Sometimes people just say shit to get famous, you know, like, you know, there's these guys out there, they're real patriots, supposedly, and they do the Q thing and all that. Remember, like a couple of years ago? And they were telling everybody what they wanted to hear. Oh, you know, Trump's controlling the military. He's really the phantom president, and all this shit was saying. And this was like a year ago, whatever. And people want to hear that. They want hope. People don't want to hear the Almighty's coming down to destroy you. You know, they want to hear this guy's going to save me. He's my savior. Ooh. So people want to hear good things. They don't want to like deal with a guy like me all the time, you know. I could listen. Maybe I start a show and just like bullshit everybody, right? And just keep going. Yeah, he's coming to help us, and I'll have 1 million freaking subscribers. Because it seems to be that the people that speak the truth aren't the famous people. I don't even care I don't care about getting famous, but what I'm saying is all the famous people out there, they're all full of shit. They'll lie and do whatever they got to do to make money. I mean, let's face reality, you know. People don't know God and his word. Money and the government are replaced as their God. Absolutely. See, I don't follow man's laws. I follow the Almighty's laws, and if man's laws conflict with them, I got to stick with the Almighty. Go to jail or not go to jail, I don't care. But you know, there's no really conflicts other than a few things right now that I don't believe in. But when you start letting people worship Satan out in the open, and you're putting statues in like courthouses of Baal and all this shit. They're putting like little baby Satans there and putting these little baby Satan after school programs in a few schools. Not a lot. I mean, I think they do it just to rub it in our face to annoy us. They say it's in a couple of schools here and there. I don't even know if that's really true. But they're saying that it is. I mean, they have an after school Satan club. I mean, could you imagine? Yeah, mommy, I'm going to go to the after school Satan club. I imagine the kid coming home and telling you that. Well, you know, you say this government's a joke, and I get you. It is a joke. But this whole planet's a joke. Listen, how fast did almost 8 billion people submit? How fast did they all submit? Cave in. Name me. I don't see one country out there really like going to bat. I mean, now there are a couple of countries that ain't acknowledging any of this shit. Poland, I think Hungary. There's a couple of like 2 or 3 countries that ain't going for this shit. I think because their governments weren't whatever demonized or corrupted as bad, so they're not really going with the program. But they will eventually when they start boycotting them and putting all kinds of sanctions on them eventually. But how governments? How about the people? We got like 7.5 billion people. We'll like lay down basically. You know what? A couple of million people fight, and the rest of the people just submit it like sheep. I mean, how does a whole planet submit? But it's that fast they submitted. That's what freaks me out. This didn't take more than a couple of weeks for them to get total control. Now it's just they're just pushing. You know, they're just pushing harder. They want more and more. But everybody laid down real quick. You know, all for the sake of what? I don't know. What do you want to call it? The people who still believe in Q after Biden got in a next level delusional. Listen, I didn't believe in Q, but I found it interesting. I found these guys interesting, the way they were talking about all this shit that was going on. I was like, come on, man. You know, stop insulting my intelligence with all this bullshit. But I found them entertaining. And a couple of guys were really patriots, though. I mean, they were true patriots in their mind. They must believe the shit. Now, there is definitely a cabal, whatever you want to call it. There is definitely some type of cabal, you know. I don't know exactly the word cabal fits it, but there is definitely something out there that's controlling shit. I mean, there are people that are that powerful. These rich satanic families, you got to believe that some families just got way too much power. But, you know, like the Rothschilds and all these Rockefellers, I mean, these guys, come on, you control the Central Bank of America. Well, how much more power do you need than that? So, yeah, at this point, a Sodom and Gomorrah will be pretty welcomed. Yeah, well, I think the whole planet is almost Sodom and Gomorrah up to a point. I mean, look at what we're accepting. People are afraid to die and lose their livelihood. That's why nobody is going to bat. Absolutely, Riddle. They're afraid to die, 100%. People just, because they're not believers. They have no faith in the Almighty. You know, you're going to have to probably put a gun to my head. I don't even know if I'm going to bend. I don't even think I'll bend. I mean, I don't know. I got kind of in my mind that, you know what, if they put a gun to my head and they shoot me. I'll go down fighting them. I want to go down with at least a fight. You know, you're going to kill me. I might as well fight, right? I mean, when they were walking all those people into the camps in Germany at the time, how did none of them just like say, I'm going to die anyway. Let's just go after these. So, I mean, like, I don't know. The story don't add up to me. You know, you got 10 soldiers. I don't care if they got machine guns. I don't care what they got. And you got a couple of thousand people walking into, you know, knowing they're going to get whacked. Don't they try to make believe like, they didn't know, we tricked them. Come on, man. You know after a while. And nobody fought these guys back. I don't believe that. So I'm going down with a fight either way. You know, pro sports controlled. Yep. Bengals were at the Super Bowl. 33. Is that a famous number or what? We all know what 33 is, right? Oh, if you don't know, look it up. Years ago in 2000 is the year of the Tiger, and coincidence, right? Absolutely. That even professional sports, people think, you know what? They don't even have to control the athletes. All they got to do is control the refs. And do you know most of the referees in the NFL are all like big executives for big corporations because they made it out like, well, these guys can't be corrupted. That's why we made them refs. No, you didn't do it that way. You did it because you can't control them because they're part of the game and they will control the game. You know, how many times you seen a flag go up, holding, boom, boom, another holding flag, boom. You know, what do you think the Patriots were winning all those years? Patriot. You know, we wanted to get Patriots. America, Patriot. There's so much. Everything they do is a chess move. You know, I mean, it sounds crazy when you tell people it's like, you know, this is rigged. Yeah, it's rigged. I don't know if baseball's rigged. I guess you can rig baseball too with the umpires behind the plate. I think baseball's a lot harder to rig though, unless you get the players involved. But football, because baseball I've watched, I mean, umpires make a mistake here and there, strike call, this and that. But in general, they're on point, like 98% of the times, the umpires. So for them to make one call that could change the game, like a strike call, it's very hard in baseball. But football, shit. Brady just threw a touchdown pass, right? And you throw a flag, holding, you'll call holding almost every play. Now it comes back. And you ain't going to probably get a second chance to get that touchdown. So it's a little easier to rig football. A lot easier, actually. Yeah. Have you seen The Fall of the Cabal? I'm sure. Yeah, I've seen it. I enjoyed it. She shows you, like, everything's a coincidence. Like, people's got to stop believing in coincidences. They got to stop believing this shit is planned. A lot of shit is happening because these guys are planning it. It's not coincidence, Most truthers I know say that Tom Brady's wife, Gazelle, is actually a man because of her body shape. What do you think? I don't know. She looks pretty hot for a dude, but I haven't really studied her. You want to see Obama's wife? I will agree with that 100% because she looked. They said they used to call her Michael. They even said a few times you'll hear Obama at like a speech or something, and he'll say, "Yeah," and Michael, and then he'll stop himself. And a couple of times he went, and then he goes, Michelle, and then they even have a few pictures of when he was a man, supposedly, when Michelle was a man, and his name is Michael. So, and Obama seems to me like he's really, he seems like one of them types, little tooth fairy. That guy is one of the most people I despise on this planet, but that's a story for another day. But I don't know about Brady's wife. I mean, she was a model. I mean, so kind of hard. I mean, unless she's she got an operation or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I'm gonna look at her a little deeper now that you said that. I'm gonna do a little more homework and check it out because I don't know. She's probably the hottest dude I ever seen out there. From what I've seen, the last couple pictures of her, she looked pretty good looking. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I didn't really like. She ain't my type, so I never really studied her up. But that's the first time I'm hearing that part about Brady. I think he retired too. I think he could have won a few more years. I almost think they told him, "Listen, you got to retire. we need to make room for somebody else." I don't think that guy just retired for no reason. Or maybe he wants to go enjoy his life. Because he is definitely part of the club too. He's politically involved. He's probably a definite Mason, high level. He's involved with something. I think maybe he retired because, I think some of these real rich elites have a little bit more knowledge in us, like kind of maybe the Bible, they were hiding books. I don't know, but I think they kind of know the end is coming, so they want to go enjoy themselves a little bit. Or maybe they have like a secret island somewhere and they think they're going to be safe. I mean, they got underground bases they're building all over the place, they say, and they think they're going to hide from the Almighty. Well, the joke's on them because spirits will go through they'll go through the dirt, they'll go through anything. You could have 100-foot steel door, they're going right through it. It don't matter. They can just dissolve matter. Shit, God, the Almighty can flip this planet upside down if he wants. And I don't think a lot of people did. I think he only got like half the amount of votes that they said he got, and the rest was just fabricated, but that's it's a story for another day. It doesn't even matter because look what they're doing. It doesn't even matter about him. Look what the Senate and the Congress are doing right now. They basically built a fort around themselves. So nobody could go in there anymore. Nobody could visit Congress. Like, they used to have tours. You could go to visit the White House. You go visit. They're so scared of what the shit they knew they were going to start doing that they couldn't have that anymore because there'd be people in there looking to kill them. So they just locked it down and used the excuses, That thing is a fortress. They made it that way on purpose. That was by, design. And now they're building supposedly a wall around the White House. I don't know why they're building a wall around it. I mean, they're saying it's for a concert or something. I'm not buying it, And then, they say he don't even go there anymore. He's not even in there. Now there is somebody who has a live video feed of the White House from his house. Like he has some kind of camera and he does it. And they say the lights are never on at night over there. So who's living in that thing? Because you never hear of people actually going to the White House. They don't really show you a lot of stuff. Then they try to tell you it's Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta. Because they used to have like the West Wing and all that shit over there. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'll believe in anything, but you can't get any proof anyway. They're not even letting anybody near that place. It's all locked. Well, why is the fence still there after 2 years or whatever? A year after that whole thing happened. Well, what are you, that scared? This is what cowards they are. You got to understand, these people are cowards, But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Nobody wanted to come on tonight. That's okay. You know why? I didn't have enough of my subscribers. Usually I have like 15, 20 people watching and we get a lot of action, but nobody knows about this channel yet. I'm going to, once my other channel's up and running where I can download a video, I'm going to download this website. I'm going to just have a video and say, listen, you have to go to this website for now on to see me and subscribe. And then, my subscribers will start growing and then we'll have a much better show when we got a lot of interaction with people coming on and talking about things. Right now, this was like a solo pop show, but that's okay. I can handle it. I want to thank all you guys for coming. Any last questions? Anybody that's still here in the stream? I think Rock is still here. Roch. And right, so I've got God and his glory, but do I need a gun? Well, I mean, even you got God and his glory, and I'm sure whatever, he's going to take care of you. But that don't mean in this planet. I mean, you could die and he could do whatever he wants, bring you up there, resurrect you, do whatever. The Almighty can do anything, but that don't mean you shouldn't protect yourself anyway. I mean, why not? I don't think the Almighty told all them soldiers, David, and don't go get a sword and go fight if you have to. I mean, I think he wants people to protect. I think he likes warriors. There's nothing wrong with protecting and defending yourself. This is Rebel BTW Pops. Haha. I don't know what BTW means. What does that mean? What does BTW mean? Maybe you could explain that to me. Is BTW? I'm not hip on these short letters like LOL. I know. What does BTW mean? Oh, by the way, I guess that means, right? Is that what that means? By the way? Oh, I looked it up actually as you. I was on Google, but then I seen. Oh, by the way, this is Rebel. Oh, all right, cool. But anyway, thanks for coming. I'm sure we're gonna have, I'm gonna have a couple of more shows. I don't know what I'm gonna do my next show on. Probably Hollywood agenda movies or something. So I'll have a lot of videos. It'll be a little more interesting. I just put this on just to kind of get something on YouTube on this channel. So when people do log in, they'll see something. But we'll get there soon. Don't worry, people. And God bless everyone, and Pops out. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time.